the biggest news of the week. CMLL's Stephanie Vacour, also former New Japan women's strong champion. She was the champion and then lost it to Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door. And it was the rumblings that she was going to be a free agent. And then I'm not even kidding. It felt like minutes later. It was definitely more than hours. But reported that she's rumored to go to WWE, and people are pissed, which I love because I feel like for the most part, every signing has been just like, oh yeah, they signed because they left and their contract was up, blah blah blah. But no, like she had dates that she had to sign, like commit to, where she was supposed to drop the title and it didn't. And then the way it went about, that was she was talking to AEW and WWE just swooped in. It's just, I haven't seen something like that with substance, a signing like that with substance in a long time. It's just very refreshing to see as a
So who's mad though?
AEW is mad because they were talking to her, but essentially that she was already going to WWE and she just worked Forbidden Door.
I have no sympathy for them. They've done the same thing.
It was, I think, CMLL or New Japan. One of those two companies had dates for her to. Oh, it's New Japan because she had to drop the title. No, CMLL because she had to drop the title. It was in San Diego. She was supposed to drop the title there at some event, and then obviously he's not anymore. So because of that signing, so they're pissed because now she has to drop title or find a way, whatnot. So it fucks up their plans. I just love it. You know what I mean? I love it that she's coming here because from what I did see in her match at Forbidden Door, there's a lot of potential there for her to really be a heavy hitter in the women's division. And we were saying that Rhea Ripley needs kind of a comparison, and it may not be the size with Vacour, but it's definitely the power and strength.
Well, and then I had seen a rumor, and I don't know for sure, we'll have to see, but because she is a hard hitter, there are people saying that she is going to be allowed to continue with her strikes, just minus like the headbutt or something like that, which I think that's pretty cool.
No one really does a headbutt. Yeah.
Just because like she is going to be so different than what they have with the women right now. And it's going to be interesting because a lot of, or if not basically the entire women's division for the most part, not all of them obviously, are WWE trained. So we kind of see a lot of this similar style because they were all trained at the Performance Center or in NXT, FCW, whatever. So it's going to be interesting that they're going to be adding more talent into NXT that will eventually be on the main roster, who, yeah, they'll train at the PC just because, like, why wouldn't they? But they are people who learned in Japan, they learned in Mexico, they learned in Europe somewhere. Like, it's going to be such a different style, and I think that that's cool for the women's division specifically, because obviously we see it all everywhere in the men's division, but there's not a lot of variation in that way with the women. So the fact that they're bringing in women who have such different skill sets, I think is really cool, and it's about time.
It's about time. Will Chisholm, thank you for the $5 dono. Haven't seen one of these in a while, so that's really refreshing to see. WWE NXT getting started. Stephanie Vacour, Julia, and maybe Jordan Grace. It's a nasty big three for NXT to get. Well, not Jordan Grace, maybe down the road.
Yeah.
But I did see a comment. Yeah, Dickie over here. Delta is the one who's coming in.
There's rumors about that. I haven't seen confirmation. So I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true, but I haven't seen any confirmation of Delta coming. But still, I'm like, they're killing it that's why when we were just talking about this, and I'm not trying to like rain on the Mercedes Moné train, but you know, people have talked about how she was going to end up back in WWE to end her career. She's said as much. But the women's division in WWE is getting so good that they were getting to a point where they're not going to need to bring a Mercedes Moné back to WWE. You know, like they're really, I mean, in some regard, I can't say completely, but they're trying to prioritize making the women's division better in WWE from Raw, SmackDown to NXT. They're not having to rely on bringing these other people into their company to make their women's division better. And that's kind of a lot of what they're doing in AEW, obviously. So I don't know that we're going to need to think about those girls needing to come back, because if they're going to keep signing like any of the women like these girls, then why would they need those others? You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
it's already stacked and it's only getting better.